Hey everybody, HMV here, playing Mark Kerbal Space Program, and I wasn't going to show you any of these satellite contracts, but I got 5 of them, and I've been doing them, and one of them was around min-miss. I didn't even realize it, and I figured it is the first time to min-miss, so I figured I'd show it to you. Also, it's a Molnia orbit, a Colnia orbit, I think they call them in here, or Molinia. I wish I do. But it's Colnia, so it's probably Molnia. But I got this awesome maneuver node here that is going to off periapsis. First of all, I came in almost perfectly in plane, which was awesome. I think it was more luck than anything else. But when I hit this maneuver node, it's going to, for 35 meters per second, just nail this thing, which is freaking awesome. Look at that. And I'm not at the designated orbit. How dare you not be the right orbit? What could possibly be wrong? Is it really that 0.7 meters per second? I was kind of meticulous with my creation of this orbit. There we go. We hit the orbit. And we've actually already maintained stability for 10 seconds. I don't know how that works, but hey, we got it. That leaves me with 2 more satellite contracts. 1 in orbit around Kerbin, which is ridiculous. It's a polar orbit of Kerbin. And 1 around Moon. So I'm going to head and do those. And then hopefully I'll have enough money. I'm trying to make money to upgrade the VAB so I can have more than 30 parts. Because our Moon ship has more than 30 parts. And you're going to see it in a second. And here we are. The VAB has been upgraded. I have forgot to, I guess, to do auto strutting here. Looks like they follow the rules, which is good. These things should probably definitely be auto-strutted as well to the heaviest part. That's fine. And I also want them up and pinned for reasons that will be obvious in a moment. And I'm running the ship. Dang it all, dang it all, dang it all. Let's recover. I really wish the game remembered who I told it to put in. Who I told it to put in was Mike Kerman, whose name has a capital I in it. Tell you what, I'll fix that on the launchpad. Magically, his name has a lowercase I. Yay! Okay, the first thing we're going to do is test this thing. And we made some money. It didn't even go. Look at that, we're like hovered over the launch pad. That's kind of funny. But in 3, let's throttle down a little bit. 2, 1, launch. Nice. Nice velocity here. This is what we need to pin because it is going to be dropped first. We should also have the computer on already. I don't know why it wasn't. I'm going to blame Mike for not hitting the right button at the right time. Wow, TWR is actually below 1. That I did not expect. This could be a problem with this ship. I hope it's not. Also, I just realized this thing has no fins, which could also be a problem, but so far it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, this ship is completely untested. Whereas previous ships have been mostly untested, this one is just flat out not tested. I'm mostly hoping I can get this guy up high enough in the atmosphere before aerodynamics matters too much. I should also rotate him. Oh, he does not like to be rotated. Watching many things and failing at most of them. Yeah, see, this thing is not aerodynamic at all. It has a lot of non-aerodynamicness to it. But we're about to drop the side tanks. And they didn't crash, which is important. Yeah, this thing, while not perfectly aerodynamic and not very pretty to look at, it is balanced. This weighs the same as this because of what this has in it. And we need to... Bye-bye. I didn't even know those things were there. Ideally, we're not going to hit them, accelerating away as we are now. Oh, boy. That was fun. Now we should be draining fuel from these guys. And we are draining possibly faster than I want to. Kerbal Engineer is no longer correct about its guesses. Because it doesn't know that I'm getting fuel from these guys. Someday, it'll know. But ideally, as long as we can land on the surface of the moon with these things here and most of the fuel in this thing, we should be able to get him home. And I just realized I forgot the frickin' solar panels again. Luckily, I have some batteries on this guy. So at least we have more charge than we would normally. And as long as we keep the guy hibernating, we should be okay. Dang it, me and my solar panels. And we will have to make an executive decision about landing when we get there. But looking at how much fuel we're using compared to how this maneuver node is going down, I think we're not going to make it. Like 20 grand is fine there. Okay, we have a grand in the tank if we toss these things. If we do this, come around here and land somewhere around here. This is 274 plus 553. Then we're going to need another 553 to get back into orbit. Nope, can't do it. Which is super duper annoying. Annoying enough that I'm going to call this a test flight. Revert flight to vehicle assembly, and I'm going to re-edit and I'm going to relaunch, and I'll bring you back when we have a little bit more oomph on this guy on the pad. Okay, when all else fails, more boosters, right? Oh, that was the test. There goes all my drama. I have throttled down the main engine significantly. I've also forgotten to turn on the computer again because these backs are going to give us so much boost. It's crazy. I've got my little marker up here telling me where this is because I want it close to my apoapsis marker so I know what I'm doing here. I only have the skipper on right now, or not the skipper, the swivel on right now in order to maintain stability while we're rising through the air. And that's kind of nice. We blew up the backs. We hit 1 on our thing. This thing again. There we go. Now it'll close. Still pretty concerned about dropping these things, so I'll probably rotate it. You know what? I should do it now while we're aiming mostly prograde. Even though our aerodynamics is screwed up, with that thing closed, it should be better. Should. Okay, and... Nice. This is about where we ran out of fuel before on this stage. So this is a great sign. Yeah, it looks like the launch stage is going to just get us into orbit. Which is pretty much perfect. I'm actually going to do a backflip here. These are the next thing to go, right? Yep. Probably should have added solar panels while I was in the VAV. At least I can hibernate and warp this guy. Okay, obviously he's not going to have his connection like he would like, but at least he can keep SAS on and run this engine here. There we go. Orbit by orbit. Okay, I'll see you at the moon because you've seen me burn to the moon before in that failed attempt. Okay, Mike has the go-ahead to at least get into orbit around Kerbin. We're going to decide as we come down whether or not we're going to try to actually land. I also realized that I forgot the to take the monoprop out of this tank. I almost want to do it with hyper-edit just because it feels less like cheating to do it and more like the game is cheating by forcing me to have it. What I really need to do is make a module manager config to just remove it. But yeah, looking at the fuel usage versus the meters per second, I think we're going to be fine. Okay, we need to land on the Kerbin side of Moon. And of course, the sun is like perfectly behind us, so we might do a few orbits here while we wait. Yeah, that's good. And then we're just going to land here on this limb. I land here a lot. I think we're going to do it in an orbit, though, because we're going to do this as efficiently as possible here. Which means doing something like that. I think that's fair. Still got 240 electric charge units out of the 260 we started with, so pretty confident that we're going to be okay with as far as that's concerned. That's fine. I don't really want to land in this crater, though, so maybe it's not fine. Let's go ahead and use up a little bit of our electric charge to go a little bit prograde. Just to be sure. There we go. Now around here somewhere, to bring us to a complete stop, and ideally still have most of the fuel in the center tank. I'm gonna drop a quick save here. I am going to accept the possibility that this isn't gonna work, and consider this a simulation if it doesn't work. And then we'll just bring Mike home and try again another episode. Also, I'm not 100% sure he's going to clear the crater wall here, but I'm pretty sure. Landing gear down. Aim at the maneuver node. It's a 34-second burn. Let's drop a quick save right here. Although I just dropped one. That was kind of dumb. Let's get over this crater wall, ideally. I don't have nav HUD installed. I just hit the letter Y. Yeah, we're going to hit this wall. Probably. Nice. Okay, we are basically out of fuel in this guy now. Yeah, these guys are out of fuel. So no more quick saving until we're ready to take off again. Yeah, I'm doing this very poorly. It doesn't help that I'm doing it bad. Yeah, I think I had 2/3 the fuel I needed, or 1/3, I should say, more the fuel I needed. So in theory, as long as we land with 1/3 of the fuel, which is 60, or 2/3 of the fuel, which is 60, we should be fine. So we're basically on the border. The borderline. Seems like I'm going to lose my mind. But I keep on pushing this ship over the borderline. That was terrible. Terrible and horrible. And we're just racking up the science here. Go ahead and hop out. Get your EVA report. We have a mission to plant a flag. We don't have a mission to leave the flag. And you know what? He can definitely get back into orbit. So I might accept this. Let's go ahead and open this. What's in here? Oh, he needs to grab the science out of here. Jeez. That would really suck. Okay. Now I'm going to hit F5. We've committed to this. And then we're going to hit the space bar. That's not what I wanted. Let's go ahead and close these doors. Close these doors. Now let's hit the space bar. I don't know what's keeping those things up, but I'm not going to complain. 975, I think, might be enough. Let's go ahead and hit the X key and see what happens. Watching our apoapsis, we want it to be somewhere in the vicinity of, let's say, 10 kilometers? Oh, 22. It always jumps so fast at the end there. We have 390 left. There we go. 12 meters per second to not die. We're not going to be in range of Kerbal Space Center while we do this burn, so nobody back home knows whether or not it's working. There we go. The exactness of it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, we can't get rid of the maneuver node. I hate that. That is one of my least favorite things about this whole thing. You should be able to delete maneuver nodes. That is enough to get home. Sweet. And I don't know exactly why I'm showing you all this. It's basically academic from this point on. Okay, it's not doing what I wanted. Okay, we're going to hold retrograde manually then. I was hoping these things would work as wings, but I guess they don't this time. Or not wings, but extra drag. And we're coming down right on the Kerbal continent. Kind of flying. I don't think it's actually happening, but it feels like these are working as wings. Oh, well, we're over the deserts now, so pull in the chute. And pull in the other chute. Not landing on water, I think, is good. That means when the engine hits, it's going to slow us down. Then when the tank hits, it's going to slow us down. When this hits, it's going to slow us down. Even if all these things explode, each one is going to slow us down as they hit. Oh, 8 meters per second. That's nothing. Yep, didn't even lose the fuel tank. And there we go. 453 science total. 813,000 funds total. Mike is level 1. And we are looking good. And it's a new day. We are in day 177. Those satellite contracts took a while. But let's see what what we're going to do next. We are going to explore Kerbin. That's boring. Transfer crew between 2 vessels on Kerbin. I'm going to do that off camera because I've already done that. We're probably not going back to the moon anytime soon. I think we're going to start going for Minmus stuff. Science from space around Minmus. We're going to accept everything we can find on Minmus. Test the Rovemax. Sure. Position a satellite in stationary orbit of Minmus. That might not be a bad idea just for relays. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, Satellitor 1 in an adjusted orbit of Kerbin. I'm going to look at that. I might do that off camera as well, just to make the money from it because it's free basically. As long as he can do it with his fuel. But okay. For now, that's it though. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV and I will, as always, talk at you later.